12:04 p.m. I am rolling out, and this has been such a remarkably functional day. Met with my case manager, Jana. Met with Gwen, the benefits specialist. She's actually here today. I did give her an earful about how I came here and waited 90 minutes after she had scheduled an appointment with me the previous day. About how much that wasted my time and my money and transportation costs to get here for her to not be here. Like, I understand you get sick and you get sick, but you got appointments with people. You need to let those people know that you're not there, and you need to let other people know that you're not there, so they don't waste their time and their fuel and go through whatever. Found an unopened Kool-Aid jammer. Nice. Okay. Bad I don't have Lily still at home with me. She loves those things, or at least she did. I don't think she's probably grown out of that though, because I mean, shit, Allison's 21 and she still loves those things. I don't know about the Kool-Aid jammers. I know she loves the Capri Sun. So I was gonna say the time, and I already forgot the time, and I'm glad I'm remembering that, because I've been moving around so much. I got things in the wrong pockets, and that messes me up. Damn, Obama phone 3, 12:06 p.m., Wednesday, November 29th. There goes the Route 0 southbound. I gotta get the light rail anyway. I'm not just going downtown. Sometimes the Route 0 is faster to go downtown. Wow, this sidewalk is not very well maintained. Sometimes the Route 0 is faster to go downtown than the light rail is, believe it or not. Okay, I gotta be super careful. As I left in such a hurry, I put my phones in my back pocket, and I think that's how I lost my debit cards a few months back, because I just about did that now. I don't know if it was a debit card. I was pulling some card out of my back pocket. I have a ridiculous amount of cards in my back left pocket right now. And wow, there's not even a sidewalk right here. This is how this tells you everything you know about how little the city of Phoenix cares about pedestrians. Hey, and there's a really helpful, informative sign. Y'all take in all that information? Good. Quality Phoenix sidewalk right here. Wow. Do y'all hear that creepy voice? I'm not sure where it was coming from, but it was like a creepy computer voice said, "There is to be no loitering on this site." It was like a female creepy computer voice, female-esque voice. I mean, it's a computer. Computers don't have gender, but I think y'all know what I'm trying to say. I wonder where that came from. It came from the Walgreens, or that was dystopian as fuck. Oh, look, it's a Model Y. A Model Y that doesn't seem to know how to properly execute a right turn. It sounds like the dystopian voice is coming from the Walgreens. I really shouldn't cross here. In fact, I should really use the crosswalks. That's what the sign says. With traffic being what it is right now, it feels oddly safer right here. I want to hear that crazy, creepy voice. There's Phoenix Dial-A-Ride. Well, that's still a thing. That's good to know. Aha! I think that's the source of the creepy voice right there. Inside the Walgreens parking lot. It's one of those Sentry, solar-powered Sentry things there. The flashing blue light and the solar panels down below. I think it's the one putting out the dystopian, threatening computer voice. Come on, say something. Say something to me. yelling at people. I see you, watching me, watching you, recording me, recording you. I do applaud the use of solar panels. Like a bullhorn up there, that's the kind of like tonal quality that I was hearing in the voice, but I don't hear the voice now. I think it was coming out of that bullhorn up there. Oh well. Really wanted to hear it. Now here's another one of those examples of where things are deliberately kind of cut off from the sidewalks. Got this wall here separating the business from the sidewalk. Kind of inconvenient. Oh, I lost my train of thought big time. Kind of weird dystopian voice that isn't coming out now. I wonder if they were using that voice to try to get the attention of the homeless guy sitting in front of the Walgreens. And it's just not happening again because he wasn't responding to it. Oops, I only got 12 seconds to get across. One luxury residential high-rises over there. They sure look empty though. When I look up at the windows. I don't know if you can afford those. The thing is, anybody who could afford to live in one of those kind of apartments would be a fool to live in one of those apartments because it'd be less expensive to get a house. It's prohibitively expensive to get a house. I mean, if you're able to afford a house, like, you get a house. Why would you want to live in that glass box? Wow. Look how well the city of Phoenix maintains these signs. Wait. 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 Of course, it doesn't help that the... Ooh, we got ape hangers. And for those unfamiliar with Arizona, there's no helmet laws in Arizona. Wait. We have seatbelt laws for cars, but no helmet laws for motorcycles. Make that make sense. Oh, right on, here's my train. I guess I'll explain what happened to court and what happened in the clinic after I get off this train. Very large man obstructing the walkway. Alright. It's all good, I made the train. I'm back at Gateway Station and just got off the train. Made pretty good time. You know, usually when I'm on the train, I make okay time. It's just the waiting for the train and the transfers to the train and connections to the bus and stuff that's sketchy. So 12:38 p.m. Got about an hour and 20 minutes until I have to be to work. That was a very memorable train ride. Met a really cool guy on the train. Was chatting with him most of the time. And I didn't catch his name, but he was just wearing a really awesome Aaliyah shirt, and just had to compliment him on that shirt. And I'm not a huge fan of Aaliyah, but love her music. I have 4 relatively rare 12-inch vinyl singles of hers, and it was just kind of cool to see somebody wearing an Aaliyah shirt. That's just something I don't see every day, and I've never seen one with this particular print on it. So we were just mostly talking about music, and hey, what if Aaliyah was still, putting out music? What if Tupac? And I just had to tell him, it's like, yeah, Tupac and I, the same age. So sometimes it's hard to wrap my head around the fact that if Tupac was alive, he'd be 53 now. And it's tragic he's not. Anyway, we were having a great conversation about that. And then security came through, checking passes. And I never use the machines on the train platform to validate my pass. I've had some bad experience with them not working and eating my pass, and
generally speaking, I invalidate my pass when I ride on the bus, but it's been quite a while since I've rode on the bus. But I had a whole nother level of, yeah, I wasn't able to validate my pass because this happened. Whoa! Wow. Looks like she's not quite sure what's going on there. Muzzle! That lady's nuts. Telling the security guy about how that woman tried to run in front of traffic, how it kind of borderline looked like a suicide attempt, and then security was there and slowing down the train. And if you haven't seen that video, watch that. That's some crazy interesting footage. Anyway, he's like, hey, I'm gonna go check these other passes, but he was, I want to see that video. And so anyway, I showed him that, and he was absolutely fascinated by it. He's like, yeah, welcome to my world. That's kind of crazy crap I got to deal with every day. Anyway, I showed him my pass, and he's like, dude, you're fine. And I showed him how he's, the security was like stopping the train, and I wasn't sure I was gonna be able to even get on the train. I'm going absolutely in the opposite direction of where I need to go right now. Trying to walk back and use the fare validator was like the least of my concerns at that point. So I was just trying to stay out of the way of that situation, but at the same time, not miss my train because I was on my way to court. And he's like, man, you're good. And generally speaking, I've never had a time where I've had an unvalidated, but unvalidated valid pass, that sounds like such an oxymoron, but unactivated valid pass? Yeah, that makes more sense. Hey, they got a seating area. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They have a seating area in front of Mesquite Fresh Mex, but the entire Speedy Street Tacos building is gone. Oh, that hurts my soul. The entire building is gone, and they're just crushing and disposing of the rest of the rubble over there. That was one of my favorite places in the entire city, and now just turned to rubble. And while the food at Mesquite Fresh Street Mix is presumably the same, I don't think the vibe will ever be the same. The last couple times I've tried to come here, the vibe certainly wasn't the same. It is hot in here, and I think I've got the heat on. I do have the heat on in my car. Yeah, that's not necessary. A little air flow through here. So I'm going to take Air Lane. I think the best thing for me to do right now is to head over to MLS and talk to Rob. Wow. I wonder when they put a stop sign here. Stop all way. It used to just, well, it used to be a traffic light there, as you can see. But it used to fairly recently just be a stop sign on our lane for 40th Street. But if you're on 40th Street, you just kept driving straight through into the what used to be, I'm going to say what used to be Air Lane, because it is what used to be Air Lane, not to be confused with what used to be Air Lane before that was Air Lane. The history of that little area is interesting. And now it's a pretty much forgotten industrial area with mostly closed businesses. And the reason I'm so intimately familiar with it, beyond just having a fascination with the city of Phoenix, the city of Phoenix streets, the city of Phoenix planning, and liking to sit over there and watch the airplanes land on a slow night when I'm a cab driver. For many years, the headquarters Well, actually, when they first opened, when I first started working for Allstate Taxi Company, I was in Tucson, and that was right after the September 11th attacks in New York City. I want to say I started with Allstate Cab on September 13th, September 11th, September 12th, September 13th. My roommate said something that only a kind, loving roommate like Todd would ever say, and that's, dude, I don't care if it is the beginning of Armageddon or World War III, you still got to pay your share of the rent. Because I was already back to working with AAA Cab. Whoa, the traffic light is out. Oh, no, it's not. Just the one to the left is out. And with that big box truck in front of me, I couldn't see the other lights. Yeah, City of Phoenix doesn't maintain its shit like it used to. They just don't. Thanks, Mayor Kate. Yeah, I was already back to working for... gosh, this is a long story. I really don't have time for it, but I was already back to working for trying to think of how to word this so I don't get blocked and possibly have my channel banned by YouTube for saying the wrong trigger words, because there's a wrong trigger word in here. I guess another bottle of wine, probably a rental car. So I was already back to work for AAA Cab, and I'd been back to work for them for a week, but I was temporarily suspended pending an investigation of an allegation by a customer of having forced her to have non-consensual sex with me. I think that's a word choice that won't get me blocked on YouTube. Because if I say that word that rhymes with the first word in grape jelly, suddenly things get blocked on YouTube. So yeah, that was crazy that happened. I know I've told the story on this vlog once before, but it's been quite a while. But yeah, I'm just trying to resolve that, because obviously I didn't do that. Yeah, I was trying to resolve that and trying to get back to work, and then some crazy people hijacked an airplane using box cutters like these, I think, and flew them into the Twin Towers in New York City and the Pentagon, and then it really, you know, for people who are at this point, I want to say under 30, it's either a weird childhood memory, or it's a thing that happened before they were born. But for people my age, people older than me, people even 10 years younger than me, it's something that was life-changing, and something that really did, for a couple of days, feel like it might have been the beginning of World War III or Armageddon. And yeah, 2 days later, my roommate's like, well, you going in front of me? The guy was going to push his stolen shopping cart in front of me. Yeah, and then he gave me a ride over to Allstate Cab, and they hired me on the spot. Normally they required a cash deposit to lease a first cab, but when I explained to them the experience and stuff I had, and they were able to, I think they were somehow able to, actually no, I had an MVR on me. I had a certified MVR on me because I had just got one to just get back on at AAA Cab, so I just happened to have that. Because government offices were closed at the time because of the September 11th attack. But I had a certified MVR, I had a valid driver's license. I just said the right stuff about my experience as a cab driver. And they're like, you know, normally we don't do this, but why don't you go ahead and take a cab. They give you a super quick crash course on how their dispatching work, and it was pretty basic zone dispatching, so like I understood how that worked. They said they'll just take a cab, go out for a couple hours, and then see what you can, you know, see what come back before we close our offices and see how you're doing. And if memory serves, I came back 2 hours later and paid my entire 12-hour lease. dispatcher, who was also the manager, was just like, wow, that was amazing. Like, welcome aboard. And yeah, I was with them for quite a while. And then they opened a branch office in Phoenix, which was on that little stretch of air lane I would have been on had I gone straight all the way south. So, yeah, I got sidetracked on a stupid fucking story from back in my past. And I did explain what happened on the train with the security guy and the Leah fan. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to explain what all happened at my clinic and what all happened in court. But I'm gonna get to that. I am, but too busy living my life to narrate all of it right now. I gotta go have a conversation with Rob, and I need to listen to that video that I shot right after I left the office, just so I can remember the name of the woman who I resolved the problem with the AR reserved on rent vehicles, because that's a pretty big deal. And just kind of explain to him how being paired up with Steve just hinders me from handling that kind of stuff. And that what I really need isn't Steve. What I really need is a new trainee that'll roll with me the way Glenn did, and the way, I think his name was Carlos, did, or hell, even the way Chris did with me last week. Although I would hate to see them take Chris away from handling the flip ramp, because Chris handles the flip ramp better than I've ever seen anybody handle it. And ooh, that was, I just see the big boss just walk to the left, Carter. And yeah, it's Carter right there in the sweats. Off to my left. I don't know if the video's catching him or not. He's talking to somebody from the shop. Well, I'm not trying to have a conversation with Carter right now. I just need to have a conversation with Rob. So anyway, thanks for coming with me on this drive. It's certainly been interesting. Definitely putting my safety vest on, just to be in my name tag. Be safe on the lot. I'm gonna leave the hat in the car though. And hopefully everything goes well with this. I feel like I got a lot of people on my side. I think this is just largely maybe something I should have brought somebody's attention earlier, but it's I don't know, that's where I'm at now. Seems odd for, maybe I'm misidentifying them, because I wouldn't expect Carter to be moving TNC cars. I do think that's Carter though, over there in the TNC car.